Hi guys, it's Lucy. Today I want to share two books about plants that I really enjoy. Both are hardcovers, both are fairly new books, and both are very fantastically illustrated. So these would be great gift options for people you know who are green thumbs or just really enjoy plants. And I don't think this is particularly like age specific, so I think these would be great for like kids and young adults and adults alike. So just getting into it. So the first one is called Around the World in 80 Plants. So this I think is actually a follow-on to the previous book called Around the World in 80 Trees, which at first I wanted to buy that book, but it wasn't available, so I picked this up instead. So both are actually I would recommend the other one, even not reading it, just having read this one. So I think both of them are written by Jonathan Drury, so part text and part illustration. The text part is by Drury, and the illustrations are by Lucille Clerc, I think, for both books. So this one is the plant version, and the other one is the tree version. And so it's kind of like by geography, you could say, like they're choosing plants to describe by where they are found in the world primarily. And the illustrations are amazing. It's very rare that you will get like a layout without an illustration, so that like adds a lot of color to the reading experience. But I think beyond just that purely like imagery based sort of attraction, the text itself is amazing. I was a little bit blown away by the level of writing that was included in here describing the plants themselves. And when I looked into it, so Drury himself, not only was he, like just a plant botanical expert and board member and just trustee of this and that, but also he worked at the BBC, where he was actually the executive producer of, it says, more than 50 primetime science documentaries and popular series. So I think that kind of experience is probably, it literally backs up. Like, I think what blew me away reading this is like watching a very well narrated science documentary. It's very humorous, and that's the thing that like differentiates this type of text. It could be very dry and boring, describing plants, right? It could be dry, but the way that he does it is very sort of wry, dry humor mixed in with a lot of very interesting information that is, so I mean, like everything is sort of more than what you would have expected to read about, but also not so overwhelming that you get bored and lost and drowned in just data. So I really like that about this plants book. So that's why the trees version is actually very high on my own list as well. This would be something great to keep going back to, and also, like I mentioned, for gifting as well. So along the same lines, this one is a newer one. So the other one was published in 2021. I think this one was only published in 2022. It's called The Physick Garden, Ancient Cures for Modern Maladies. So this has it's more along the lines of naturopathic medicine, in my opinion. This talks about various plants again. Like I'm just flipping through. It's talking about chrysanthemum, lungwort, eucalyptus, sage, agave, ginger, dandelion. Like you get it. So there's one side that's text, and then the other side is an illustration of the plant, and in a very creative way, because it tries to illustrate where in the body that the plant is supposed to treat. And this is aloe vera. So everything it has a very neat and clean aesthetic. So I like that, and it's a smaller book to hold and read as well, and the text is shorter. So this is, although I would say that the information itself is not written in as humorous a way, like even though the other book looked like there's a lot of writing, you didn't really feel that. Whereas this book, it is just quite condensed. So, although the information itself is more focused strictly on the medicinal aspects of the plants, which is, I think, very useful information. 95% of which you would not have maybe guessed, although some of them we know from more commercially available products. So yeah, so this book I would recommend as well, especially if you are someone who is interested in the healing properties of plants. Like, it makes it very useful, right? It's not like just like a decorative or like a maybe like a random all-purpose type of, not all-purpose, but you know what I mean, like there's a very specific purpose to this. So if someone, there are people that I know who would only read books that serve a purpose, and it's a very specific purpose that they know they're getting into, that they want to learn about. This is a very much learning type of book that is sort of in a very digestible format. So I really enjoyed the information in this and the creativity of the illustrations. So between these two, take, if you are someone who is more interested in the story of things, this one. Someone who is more interested in actual, utilitarian aspects and healing properties of plants, definitely this one. So, and also the trees book as well. So I really enjoyed these green additions to my library, and I hope you enjoyed this short little blip about plant books as well. So to all my plant lovers, have a great week. Bye guys.